各位亲爱的网友朋友，大家好。
Hello everyone.
今天咱们的内容啊，非常的神圣。
Today our content is very holy and sacred. Look at me, look at my attire today. They are all medicine Buddha's feet. He's the all-compassionate medicine Buddhas, and it's the birthday of the great medicine Buddhas. And thus, everywhere around the world, a lot of Buddhist associations and organizations, they are celebrating this event. And we too are celebrating this event. And today we'd like to talk about the medicine Buddha, very sacred. Medicine Buddha is also known as the medicine king of Buddha. What does that mean?
他对所有的众生的一切疾病的病根病源啊，能够拔除掉。
He has great understanding of all illnesses and disease, is able to dispel disease, and it helps to relieve sentient beings from their fundamental worries and troubles.
他又是东方琉璃
And Medicine Buddha is also the creator as well as guardians of the Eastern pure lapis lazuli world. So in Buddhism, there are two known Pure Land. One is the Western Pure Land, and the other one is Eastern Pure Land. And the Eastern Pure Land, the guardians is Medicine Buddha. And for Western Pure Land, all of us know is Amitabha Buddha. So there are two great Buddhas that kind of like divide the two Pure Lands. In the Medicine Buddha Sutra, it says that if a person who after decease can go to the Eastern Pure Land through their own wish or aspirations, they want to say in the Eastern lapis lazuli Pure Land, maybe because of their thoughts, they are able to get there instantaneously. And the passport is actually can be used in both Pure Land. It's acceptable in both Pure Lands, and that's why there is this belief of Western Pure Land. And if they have the intentions or desires to pursue or to visit the Eastern Pure Land, they can do that very easily, as there's this saying that the Pure Lands are connected seamlessly. So it is important for us to understand the great vows of the Medicine Buddha. And for those who have some basic understanding of Buddhism, they know that Medicine Buddha has 12 vows. And these 12 vows are very real. It doesn't mean that it's about the Pure Land. It talks very little about the Pure Lands. It's actually focused a lot more about the sentient beings. And how to provide for the sentient beings so that they are able to lead a more relaxed, a more at ease life. So it focuses more on sentient beings to fulfill a better life in the human world. So that's the main thought. I think that these wishes are very, very practical. So today we're going to kind of put them into different categories of the 12 great vows. The first types, Buddha says that he hopes to help all sentient beings to attain enlightenment so that they have wisdoms free of obstacles. Because when they have illuminations of body and mind, it is as simple as that. The first category is very easy to understand. The second category mainly is very focused on the human needs. And what exactly it is? It is related to economic well-being and financial freedoms. And he said that if he attained Buddhahood, or if he attains self-realizations, he wants to ensure that all beings can achieve financial freedoms. What does that mean as financial freedoms? When you want to buy a car, you can get a car. It's easy for you to go to work. And if you need money to buy a roof over your head, to buy a house, you can easily buy a house. Actually, in modern days, a lot of people, they have a lot of difficulties and hardship just to get a roof over their head. In fact, many people, the lower level people, they don't even have the ability to pay for the first installment, the first deposits. So we don't even want to talk further than that about the installments. So basically, medicine Buddhas want us to attain financial freedom. For those who don't have money, then you won't have food to eat. So basically, the medicine Buddhas want us to enjoy life, that we will be able to have no difficulties. If we need to buy clothes, we can buy clothes, and we will have sufficient wealth to provide for our basic families. I think this category is what a lot of people are looking for. So, Medicine Master, all of us want to attain this, but what can we do to achieve that? That is a very good question. Actually, that's the aspirations of Medicine Buddha. As long as you have wish, in order to receive the Buddha's illuminations, first of all, you must first understood what exactly is medicine Buddhas. But if you think of the perspective that you are a human being and you want to actually do it, you want to make offerings to it. Have you offered lights before Buddhas? Have you offered flowers before Buddhas? Have you ever been a volunteer for Bodhi meditation college activities? Or say you may have the opportunities to come close to medicine Buddhas. Maybe you're able to propagate the medicine Buddha's teaching so that medicine Buddhas will get to know about you. And if they allowed you to gain auspiciousness and abundance, what it means is that you have received the illuminations of Buddhas. You'll be able to buy a house easily, you'll be able to get a car easily, and if you can have the Buddha's light to shine upon you, it is very easy for you to receive cars that or provide you with the funds to buy the cars. Or you can be the richest man in this region. And not only that, you also attain longevities. That is amazing. If you look at a lot of billionaires on earth, many of them lead a good life. They have good relationships and they have auspiciousness and abundance, and we are envious of them. Actually, I personally also envious them, but I don't have the ability to make so much money. So that's why it's important for us to worship and offer to medicine Buddhas so that you'll be able to fulfill our own wish for abundance. Actually, if you ask me, I feel that another aspect is it's important to be hardworking. So we don't just wait for the Buddha's light to shine upon us so that we can attain wealth. Well, if we are a lazy bum, what happened? It won't work. So you don't want to be someone that relies on your parents. That's not right. Because that's not the pure path. You want to be able to work hard and be a kind soul, be a kind person. So the third category of the Buddha's aspirations is about turning away from wrongdoings and returning to the right path, promoting ethical conduct and deterring negative actions. We as human beings, when you're on this earth, there are a lot of interest groups or interest activities, although they are not right or there are some scams involved, but it can attract a lot of people, especially the youth, because they are not able to differentiate what's right, what's wrong. They are just attracted to it because it sounds fun or the game is fun. Say, for example, taking drugs. A lot of people take drugs when they are very young. And you look at them like 15, 16 years old. In the past, when we look at young boys, so when they become adolescents, they find that it was actually the adults that encourage them to smoke indirectly because they keep doing it in in the business space, and they feel that that's the right one. So different time, different era, there will be different type of activities or things that will attract you and will guide you to the wrong path. Lately, there has been a lot of because of the legalize the drugs taking, because of some change in the government policies. Some places now they allowed to take certain drugs, but it actually caused a lot of people to become drug addicts. Actually, in the process of becoming drug addicts, even adults, they can't even differentiate what's right, what's wrong. And you cannot expect that of an adult. Can you expect that of a child? Probably not. So actually, a lot of places, the government actually agreed to open casino. Why? Why did government allow casino in the country? Well, because people could not understand why. We know that to eat excessively, you drink excessively, and if you womanize or if you gamble, these are all bad actions or wrongdoing actions. But why is it that they cannot be controlled? But the moment that you becomes addicted to drugs, then your life will suffer. Lately, I'm sure a lot of people have a lot of scam. When I return to Canada, sometimes I receive short messages or even voice recording. And it's talking about the voice, the phone call, like it's actually called from a government agencies, and they're calling from overseas. For people from overseas, they receive calls from their So what happens is that a lot of scams, they try to seek out your personal data, and once they have your personal data, they will misuse it. Well, a lot of time people find that they have bad benefits, and that's why they end up giving the passwords or even the bank passwords unknowingly. We know that we experience this less, but a lot of people who have been through that, there are different ways of scams. Sometimes the scammers work. In fact, there are some people that receive more than 10 phone calls from scammers. A few years ago, when I was in Taiwan, I received so many scam callers. In fact, you realize that these days, people they are outside fighting on the street, there are less of such people. But in fact, they move to online space. And you find that a lot of people receive calls from the police, from so-called the police, but actually they are not. They are not on the right path. They're just trying to cheat you to believe in them. Well, you think about it. If you cheat on others, do you think you have a good outcome for yourself in the future? No. Do not be so short-term focused. Focus on the benefits, the immediate benefits. You must think long-term. So it is important to have right thoughts, right frame of mind, and right actions. So, Master, indeed, a lot of time we hear a lot of sharings from our Bodhi disciples. They share that they have some bad habits and they manage to kick off those bad habits. Or even some stealing the parents' money. But after they offer some lights before medicine Buddha, say 49 days lights before medicine Buddhas, after they complete the light offerings, they find that their kids becomes better. In fact, they become more organized and they abide the rules a lot better. It's just that suddenly they lose interest in gambling. Like previously, they can be gambling quite a fair bit, but after parents offer lights on behalf of the child, they don't feel like doing that anymore. They stop finding the computer games to be fun because suddenly the mindset just changed. Yes, these are the people, the guardians sent by Buddhas and Bodhisattvas who provide you with some guidance.
这有些人他是被你的家或者祖宗或者是邪气、邪灵困扰。
I'm going to explain a little bit deeper. Some people are affected by the spirits, and these spirits may have some negative energy. They can cause some harm to you by causing you to do some actions, or say for example maybe your parents, maybe you, maybe there's an opportunities that you had the opportunities to be at the centers to prostrate and before Buddhas, or you have the chance to talk to some our teachers who are good and experienced, and even for some they have the experience to meet me personally. And I'm very direct, and I will not try to hide anything. I will tell you specifically what I feel and what I think. So I will not just say that, oh, you have auspiciousness, you have abundance, you have longevities, but just to make you happy. No, as a human beings, we have some principle, and we want to follow our heart. If you want me to look at you, of course I want to be straightforward with you. And if there's a need, I can help you. And if I want to help you, I will initiate a medicines, Buddhas, healings, and protection systems. So I need to first, if let's say the child has some evil spirits on him, we need to first get rid of that evil and negative energy out of you. Say, for example, a few days ago, you're still involved in playing some computer games, and a few days later, for some reason, it seems like he forget all about the past, about the fact that he used to love to play the computer games. So the fourth category focuses on physical health and perfections. Because be it human beings or be it animals, the reason for your survival, for your existence, is because of your body. And because of your body, you are able to experience different things. You can have happiness or sadness. So Medicine Buddha says that especially when you have good health, it will help you with that. Or there are some people who are sick, injured, or they have some physical challenges. In the past, they have quite a lot. Or some people who are born who are deaf, or they can't see, they are blind, born blind, or personal defects. Or they cannot open the arms, or they lack one organ, they are born with one less organs. These are all possible cases. There are some kids, they are born with only one kidney. One kidney can function properly, and the second kidney can't function well. So these are all imperfections, various degrees of imperfections. And Medicine Buddha says that they hold that as long as you hear, if you hear Medicine Buddhas, your life would start to change. Your body will change for the better. In fact, even those ugly people, they find that their facial features will start to change. And the moment that you hear the Medicine Buddha's mantra, you will become beautiful. So these are all because of cultivations. After cultivations, a person's look will change as well. So why a person is ugly? A person is ugly because the facial features, don't look so balanced. And through cultivations, you find that your facial features will start to change. You will moderate its extreme and make it more lovable. So as human beings, we just want to have a balance. We just want to look good overall. So you don't want, for example, a big eyes, because when your eyes is excessive, that is also not good for you. You want everything to be balanced. And that's why for health to be good, we also want to make sure that we have good look, good physical well-beings, and also have
光有一
wisdoms.
个健康的身体，
So just
那你
having
的
a
大脑
good body,
缺点什么也不
and
行
if the
哈，
mind is
哎，
not
他就不
is
是一个
lacking,
完整的
that
人。
is not good.
所以
That
我
doesn't
们
mean
要
you're a
至少
complete
要
person.
具备基
So
本
at
智
least
慧
we
智
want
力，
to make sure that we
哎，
have
这个
7
人才
broad
是比
categories
较
of
完美的。
wisdoms. Then this
哎，
person will be
所以这药师
considered
佛呢
as
都
a
能够
more
帮助我
perfect
们
person.
去
And
获得
medicine Buddhas
完美的
can help us
身心灵
to
和身
achieve
体。
mind and body liberations and clarities.
好，那所以药师佛能帮助这么多哈。
So
还
medicine
有呢，
Buddhas can help
还
in
有一
so
个
many
大类哈，
aspects. There's also another aspect,
这
and
个
there's a broad aspect as well.
能够帮助我们呢，消一种人
And
类
that is,
觉得非常
it
恐
can
怖
help
的一
us
个
to
灾
clear
难，
a
就
very
是牢
bad
狱之灾
disasters, and that
啊，应
is
该说
jail,
牢狱
punishments,
刑责。
aimed to
哎，
protect individuals from
那
punishments
无论你犯不犯
and
罪，无论任何原
incarcerations
因，
and shield them from
啊，
various
要把你
disasters
这
and
关进监
humiliations,
狱，
both
让一个
physically
人
and
哈，
mentally.
有如被关押了一个动物一样，被锁进牢
So
笼
when
的
a
时候，
person is being
哦，那
captured
就叫
or
度
is
日
being
如
sent
年呐，
to the
非
jail,
常恐
every
怖
day
啊！
it
其
seems
实
like a
监狱
long
的犯
time.
人也会欺负你、打
Because
你
not only the
啊，狱方
people
可能也会
will
惩罚
come to
你
bully you, even the
啊，
warden will
那
come
失
to
去了
bully
人
you.
生最基
You
本的自
lose
由。
the basic
这个
freedom
把
as a
你关
human
进牢
beings
笼，
because you're now
想杀
in the
掉你，
jail.
哎，
If I
轻
want to
而易
kill
举，
you, I couldn't really
哎，
kill
像
you.
挨揍，
If you
轻而易
want to
举，
be hit, it is also
竟
quite
然生
tough.
命都不得不到保障，
Because if you
还
have
有谈得
no
上什么幸
stabilities
福？
in your life, how is it
对，
possible for
所
you to
以
have
有人
happiness?
一旦进了这个牢狱之灾之后
Some
啊，
people,
哎，
one
人
day
生的
got
苦
onto a
就真正的
litigation
开始
case.
了。
That's the beginning
那
of
么
their
药
pain
师
and
佛呢，
suffering.
他其中一个大的
So
愿
for
望
medicine
就是
Buddha,
说，
one
如
of
果
his
有
great
人
vows is
犯了
that
这种犯
if
罪或者
some
被冤
people
枉
is
等
being
等的原
punished
因哈，
and
哎，可能被告上法庭
and
要
they're
关
now
进监狱
in
啊
the
等等的这种事
and
情发
they
生
have
的
the
时候
case
呢，
going on
哎，
and they have to
能
face
够
the
听
legal
闻到
battle.
我的大
As
名
long
的话，
as he heard
就希望
about she heard
这些
of the
痛
name
苦
of
的折磨
medicine
与烦恼
Buddhas,
都
all
能快速
this
的解脱。
would disappears and
嗯，
disperse within a very short frame of time.
如果药师佛能帮这些我们讲罪犯吧，哈，
So,
解
Master,
脱这
if
个牢狱
medicine
之灾，
Buddhas can
那
protect this
从罪
criminal,
犯
I
的
would
角度来
consider
说，
them
当
as
然是希
criminal.
望自己的
criminal.
亲人不
Of
要
course,
受
as
这
a
个
person,
痛
we
苦。
hope that our
但是
friends and
如果
relatives
你看，我
stay
想
clear
他
of
如
all
果真的
these
是犯了
negative
罪呢，
actions.
那么如
But
果
if the
药
person
师佛
really
是宏
committed
大
the
慈
crime
悲，是
and
宽容，佛是特别的慈悲
because
是
Buddhas
宽
are
容的，
very,
可以
very
原谅人的
kind-hearted.
罪恶的话，可是这样对受害者来说，
But
是
if
不是有点不公平？
is it fair to the one that
你提
suffer?
的是很好哈。
The
我当
question
年
that
呀
you
也有
ask
过
is
这样
actually
的一
very
种
good
困惑。
because in my
哎，
youth
因为
I
我们
also
今天犯了
questioned
罪，
myself
要
about
佛
this.
前上上香
Well,
啊，
if a
点点
person
灯啊，
committed a sin,
我
does
犯
it mean
罪
that as long as the
就
person offer
是
lights
别
before
别
Buddhas,
惩罚我。
it means that
就像我们曾经
it
见过小
means
偷，
that they will no
到
longer
那
be
个佛
punished?
前庙前赶快上个香
Or
啊，
it's just
塞
like
点零花
a
钱，
thief
就说
when
哎
they
呀，
go
偷
to
东西
the
警察都能
when
追
they
我
go to the
哈，
temple,
别
they
让警察
quickly
看见
offer
我，
the
别
lights
让警察
and
抓
make
住
some
我啊，你
offerings.
可得保佑我哈。如果这一次保佑我过去之后哈，我
His
年
wish
年
may
来
be
上
hope
香
that the
啊。
hope that the
这个
police does not catch him.
对，他
He
有一
can
次一
have
个小
peace
偷
and
在那祷
quiet
告啊，
through the
哎，
next
我
day,
就在他后
through the next year.
我说这个神佛要是保佑他了，会怎么样？这神佛和他什么样的一种关系啊？
So I wonder, what is the relationships
对。
between Buddhas and the one who
好，
seek
那
of
除了药师
who
佛，
seek
会不会
protections?
得到这种护佑呢？
When you
会，
pray to
但
medicine
是不
Buddhas,
是包庇。
will you receive
药
the
师佛的
blessings?
概念哈，
Yes.
说如果我
Well,
要
for
是保
medicine
佑你，
Buddhas, it says
我要
that
是保佑你，
as
但我
long
一定要
as he
改变你。
protects us, we must change.
对，药师佛动用所有的神奇的力量，
Medicine Buddhas use different methods to help us
啊，开始
to
悔
let go
过
of
自
the
新。
evils and the bad
其
and
实你
return
想
onto the
在
right
比如
path.
说在中国，把一个人犯了罪哈，真正说犯了罪，关进监狱判刑，
Say in
判
China,
5年也好，10年也
someone
好，
committed
啊，
a
这个被
crime
关进监
and
狱
is
这
being
个这么
locked
多
up
年的
in
这个
prison.
名分是叫啥来着？叫劳动改造。
What is it called?
劳动
It
改
is
造，我觉得这
actually
个词
called
和理解是
co-
对的。
You're trying to change the prison, the process. What is the purpose of that? Is to change, to turn over a new leaf, to be a good person. That is the intention. The intention is good, but can that really happen? I'm not sure. It depends on individual. That's why Buddha says that when we are born as an ignorant person.
之后前世干的事儿全忘了，等生下来之后又是一个无知的啊，但是也挺这个天真的孩子，对不对？所以孩子两个水汪汪大眼睛那么可爱，所以人人都喜欢人类这个小婴儿，连动物都喜欢。
So a lot of time, human beings love babies because babies are so cute, so adorable. A lot of time we forget about the wrongdoings that we have done in the past.
让一个人呢能够忘掉或者忏悔掉我过去所做的恶习。
If there's a way to erase about the wrongdoings, say for example stealing. So from specific days onward, you suddenly have this realization that stealing is bad. And you decided, or you make a wish to change that. Well, it doesn't matter whether the person will be jailed, as long as he doesn't want to be turned into a bad person. A lot of people, their job is like a butcher. Actually, a lot of time when they suffer a major illness, they start to repent. I have come into contact with a few who are involved in the slaughtering trades. When they become older and they become sick, and then they realize that, oh dear, it's in the past. I have done really something bad. I dig up something. Why is it that my dad or my mom asked me to become a butcher, to do killings? Well, if you give me a second chance, I don't want to do that. I want to meditate. I want to pursue a path that can help others. And that is exactly what the Buddhas hope to achieve. They want us to forgo the bad and be on the right path. They want us to take on the right path. So because of Buddha's compassion and if a person is going to repent for his wrongdoings, he can be a good person right away. So as long as you have the intention to repent, then medicine Buddhas will want to step in to help you. Actually, a lot of time when a person is in jail, the family suffer together with the person. If it's 10 years, it's 10 years of jail term. If it's 20 years, 20 years of jail term. There are some people who are captured for 7 years. And if the person, because of they are captured for 7 years and they completely change, then they can come out. So if, for example, if you accumulate merits, maybe because through accumulations of merits, maybe the child, once the person leaves the prisons, he will change completely. Say, for example, originally it's planned for him to be in prisons for 30 years, but because of this, he only need to be jailed for a lot shorter period. So from the perspective of the society, very broadly, the fact that you have to be jailed, it means that you must have done something wrong. So basically, we do not want you to be fearful of what is the outcome of your wrongdoings. Rather, we want to look at it from the perspective of kindness. If you harm another person, and if that person is your family member, it's as good as you harming your family members. And thus, education is the most important. And that's why the medicine Buddhas want us to turn us away from wrongdoings and returning to the right path. And also, the fifth category is medicine Buddhas also protect individuals from punishment and shield them from various disasters and humiliations, both physical and mental. And I can perfectly understand why this is a broad aspirations categories by medicine Buddha. Thank you, Master. So, Master, during the birthday of the Buddha, we can see that Buddha's aspirations, it covers all aspects of the human being's life. It tells us not to have to not be to not have sufferings from bad ailments and to turn us away from wrongdoings and bad thoughts. So medicine Buddhas has such great aspirations. I just feel that human beings have to be full of thanks, who have to have gratitude towards medicine Buddhas. Is there anything that we can do that can show our deep respect? Well, there are many benefits to worship the medicine Buddhas. In the Medicine Buddha Sutra, we have mentioned before, and we can all learn together the aspirations. Buddha says that if a person very sincerely want to worship medicine Buddhas, there are many ways for you to actually make offerings. The first, and it's very important, is actually to have to glide the medicine Buddha statues. It is about our image. We use very expensive materials to do that. Doesn't mean, although the term says that it's the golden medicine Buddhas, in the past, if we can build one and worship one, if your house or near your house, you actually involve in that activities, you may say that this is my medicine Buddha. You feel more at ease and you feel better, especially for those that you contributed a lot of money. And because you contributed a lot of money, it also means that it's very, very sacred. And if medicine Buddhas protect us further, we become more auspicious. We become kinder. And for yourself, your family, in fact your career, will be blessed and protected by Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Isn't that better? And that's why the first merit deed is actually to glide the medicine Buddha statue. So if we worship a medicine Buddha at home, we want to place the statues of medicine Buddhas at a place higher, probably better higher than our face. But now we don't have very strict requirements. But what I want to stress is that it's important to place it on a higher place. It's actually better than low. And secondly is to make offerings before Buddhas, Bodhisattvas. There are many types of offerings now. In Southeast Asia, every day the flowers, the fruits are a lot. But in the north, you don't have a lot of fresh flowers. So there's very few fresh flowers to actually to give. So that's why in North America, you find that people tend to use to offer items that's not life forms. They may give so the type of offerings is a bit different, depends on the locations that you are in, and it's also dependent of your lifestyle. Some actually even offers gold and silver, or even giant clams, or precious stones. These are all possible. If you have the ability financially and you want to make a great offerings, you can do that. So during Sikhamuni's Buddha's era, he went to some place, and for that place to build the temple, and it found in India as well. Through excavation work, they find that the ancient temple is so beautifully carved, and the workmanship is perfect. Actually, Buddha doesn't pursue this because Buddhas only believe that everything will be emptiness in the future. So if it's going to be emptiness in the future, why do you want to spend so much money? But you think about it, if it's the king that making the offerings, the king will want to have his country, his empire to be peaceful, so that everyone will have the chance to make money and be peaceful. Thus, although you look at by doing up a building, it may sound like it takes a lot of cash, a lot of money and times, but you ask yourself, why are you doing that? So the offerers have their own intention. But I feel that the more sincere you are, the better it is.
供佛的这个道场环境里头，在悬挂这个非常庄严美丽的经幡啊，对，来以示庄严。
And actually, in the medicines Buddha's locations, they have a lot of like.
地区的帝王哈，为了装饰他的宫殿，显得那种尊贵感啊，而悬挂的一些这样的一种装饰物。
They place some decorative items.
类似的呢，你比如说过去皇帝出行，中国也是这样的。
It's just like in the past when emperor visits other places.
那这个叫伞盖是吧？
They have to carry like an umbrellas, and the umbrellas looks very elaborate.
对，大概是这种结构的。
So it is this type of cover. So in fact, if you go to a lot of Buddhist temple now, you can see that they still has a display of these decorative items to show that it is very solemn.
持戒修行啊，过去叫持这个八关斋戒啊。
That's also important to observe the food that we eat. For example, we must also observe the precepts, like we have no stealing, no social. I think part of it is that why are all this? Why is Buddha proposing this? Is so that our body can reach a purity state. But you may want to treat this as a Buddhist type of ritual. That's fine too. But if you treat it as a daily precept that you want to observe, that's also right. So actually every day is 12 hours. One day is 24 hours. If you just take 2 meals, and that is good. Most people cannot just have 2 meals, but if you get used to it, then you kind of get over it. This is actually helpful for your health. To observe the precept, there are some categories that advise you not to do. Actually, it is allowing yourself, your body, to reach a purified state. I will not explain this in the details, but basically what I want to tell you that this is very important. You may not want to treat it as a religious type of ritual, but it's definitely very beneficial to you. And during this period, it is important for you to maintain your peace and calm, and to be kind, and do not scold people. And in fact, before the medicine Buddha's image, or you can also consider playing beautiful music or singing praise. It is just like the Buddhas is just in front of you, and you want to make the Buddhas happy, and you praise Buddhas. And even if it's a simple song, and if Buddhas hear it, the Buddhas may just smile gently, and you may receive a very auspicious blessings. Isn't that great? Because you are the one that you worship is great compassionate Buddhas, and if this great compassionate Buddhas like you, all your problems may be solved. I think for this aspect, it is beyond your normal thinking, your thought process. Why do I say that? Because whether it's Buddhas becomes human beings or if human beings becomes Buddhas, the Buddha state is actually beyond human beings. When Buddhas like you, then your life completely change, completely transform and bless. It's as simple as that. It is something that's very difficult to comprehend by ordinary people.
和这个供奉啊、歌颂、护持。
So when you sing praise,
在接
when
下
you
来呢，
protect,
如果你能够为人讲说
and if you're able
啊，讲
to tell
说
people
这个药师佛
about the
和药师
medicine
佛的这
Buddhas
些故
and
事，
also the
以及他的
stories
愿
of
望
medicine
等等
Buddhas
啊，
as well
他
as
的伟
medicine
大
Buddhas'
啊，
aspirations
这个
and the
特别大
greatness
的功
of
德哈。
medicine
哎
Buddhas,
宣讲广
this
传
has
对，
great
这个
merits.
其实这也叫做法布施
This
哈，
is actually
功
a
德是第一的，
Dharma.
特别的重
You
要。
actually
你
you're
之后呢，
actually
你就会
doing
可能
generous
想
sharings
你
of
希
the
望长
Dharma.
寿得
This
长
has
寿
a lot of
啊，希
merits.
望
This
这个
allows you to
富有
accumulate a
得
lot of
富
merits.
有。
If you want longevities,
哎，
you
你
can
是关
accumulate
迷，我希望
longevities.
我有
If you
我
want
我我在这个
abundance,
政
you will
府
have
打工嘛，
abundance.
我希望有权利，对不对？
If you work
然
for
后
the
做省
government
长
and you
啊，
want to
做
have
总
more
统
power,
啊，
you
做
will
转
be
轮王
able to climb
可
up
以。
to a
如
higher
果你是个
ranking
善良的人
officer as
啊，
long
你能
as
够
you
如
are
果
a kind
对一个这
person.
个百姓的高官的话，你肯定还是为了百姓谋求利
So
益的好
obviously,
官，
if you
对
have
不
a
对？
good
那
intentions
佛
and
菩
if you
萨就
have
会
a
帮
higher
你成
positions,
为
your
成为这
final
个样子
intention is to help
啊。
more to
所以
help the
说，
community.
很多人这一
When you
生
have
哈，
such
你
a
结了
kind
婚也
wish
好，
and
不
thoughts,
结
I'm
婚也好，
sure
你
Buddhas
希
or
望自己有个后
Bodhisattvas
代
will actually
啊，希望
help
生个
you
男孩儿，
to have
我
your
希望
wish
生个女孩儿，
comes true.
是吧？哎，
So
佛
if
菩
even
萨
if you
满
have
足
a
你的需
normal
求，说
person
好，
and you
给他
just
生
want
男
to
孩吧，
have an
得女孩儿
offspring,
吧，
you
哎，
like to
这
have
多
a
好呀，
boy or a
是
girl,
吧？所以的
Buddhas will
话，
fulfill your
哎，
wish.
如果我们在这个供佛的过程啊，先是以这个供造佛像，也就是造佛像，你出资出钱就可以
If
了
in the
哈，造
process,
佛像
if
为
you
首要哈，接下
if
来
you
就是
want to
做供
build
养，
Buddha
哎，
statues,
所以这一
then
切呢，
you
就
go
让
ahead
我
to
们
do
就
that
是
first, and the second step is to
嗯，
make offerings.
能够满足我们所有的这个需求，
And
大概就
basically,
这样。
Buddhas will be able
嗯
to fulfill all our wish and
好，谢谢
aspirations.
师傅讲，
嗯，
就是怀着一种很恭敬、很
Thank you, Masters,
嗯
for
很
telling us
恭敬、
that
很
what
谦
is
卑的心
important
去
is to
去
have
供
great
佛、去赞美
gratitude
佛，能得
and
到这么
go
多
and
美好
praise
的
Buddhas,
人
and
生
you'll
的福
receive
报。
the
药
auspiciousness
师
and
佛真的是
blessings
很
of
伟大，
Buddhas.
是我们的大靠山呐。
嗯，
是，哎，
对，这就是佛的愿望嘛。
Yes, indeed,
哎，他的
that's
愿
the
望就是有
aspirations
功
of
有觉
Buddhas.
悟成就之后哈，哎，我就让众生得
The
到这种
medicine's
圣愿。
Buddha aspiration is
啊，
that
这个是
once
讲
he
的
gave
人类的细节。
enlightenment,
其实
he
药师佛
want
的
to
愿望
help
是希望
even
说，
more.
让一切众生都能够成佛，这是
Because
他最大的愿望。
medicine Buddha's
啊，所有的众
greatest
生都成
aspiration
佛。
is that all can
哎，
become
那但
a
是普通
Buddha,
人说，
or
我
everyone
我
can
怎
be
么样？我
liberated
想
and
过我
attain
能够
Buddhahood.
娶上媳妇儿
You may
啊，
say that, well,
能
I
生
just
个孩
want
子
to
得
have
富贵一
a
点，
daughter,
这
I
愿
just
意。
want to have
佛
a
是随
wife
顺
or a
众生的
husband,
需求。
and I want to be more
现在随
auspicious
着
and
你的
want to
基
be
本需
more
求，
wealthy.
但是未来
So
你
these are
随
your
着你的
basic
境
needs.
界、
So
人
when
生
your
境
basic
界和
needs
愿
are
望越来越
fulfilled,
高的
you
话，
find that
最
your
终可能
spiritual
你获得
aspect will
更
be
高的智慧与
elevated.
智慧。
When you attain a
但
higher
最高
level
最
of
高的无非就是
elevations,
成佛。
you will attain the
所
higher
以药师佛说，
wisdoms.
将来
And
我
what
要
is the
让所
eventual
有的有缘
outcome?
众生
The
都能
eventual
成佛，
outcome is that you will
和
become
所
a
有的
Buddha.
供佛的
And
人
that's
都
why
能
we
四海
say
为家，
that the medicines
这是
Buddha's
最高的愿望。
aspirations is
他
that
讲的
all
很清
sentient
楚，
beings can
成就这
eventually
个愿望之
attain
前呢，先吃饱住，
Buddhahood. But
先有
but
房
medicine
住，
Buddha make it very
有
clear
衣服穿，
before you can
啊，
cultivate
需
to
要
that
车的
level,
话
to
有
that
钱
high
买车，
level of
需要娶媳妇儿有
spirituality,
钱娶，
you need
需
to
要生娃娃，
satisfy your basic
哎，
needs,
我
your
们给你
basic
祝
needs
福，
of
让你
having
生出
enough
来，
food,
是吧？
to
就
have
是
if
这
you
样
want
的，
to have
都是
children,
人类的
to
最基本
fulfill
的
your
需
wish
求
as
先满
children,
足了，
and if
慢
you
慢
have
引导你，
intentions to
引导
have
你走向
a
更
good
高
a
的
place to
这种
live,
人
then
生
you
境
have
界
a
和追
house.
求，
But once
就
all
是这
these
样的。
basic needs has
所
been
以，所以
fulfilled, the
对
medicines
药师佛
Buddhas
的
will
对大家
guide
的这
you
个教
to
导
take
引
on
领
a
哈，
higher
是非
spiritual
常
path.
逐步慢慢
And
的
that's
体
why
现
the
的，
medicine
很
Buddhas,
科学。
they gave some,
嗯
the process is
嗯，
step by step. It's very
对，
scientific as well.
那师傅啊，就是刚才师傅跟我们讲经文中讲到的这个药师佛供佛啊，
So
念佛
Master,
啊，
you
很多
share with
经
us
文
just
的
now
求
that
解
in the
的，
sutra,
有的时
we
候
talk
你
about
真
how
的
to
有
worship the Buddhas. But sometimes we still feel that we have to face some disasters or calamities. So when we have all these calamities, how can medicine Buddhas protect us? Well, what medicine Buddhas can do is to ward off negative energies and eliminate all disasters and expel calamities. Well, what is very common is, in modern time, what is very common disasters is car accidents. or relating to like misfortune. Like for example, you invest the money and you're being cheated. People may just tell you about some investment and you decided to tell you that this is a good investment. You listen and you feel that it's so suitable for you, the investment is so suitable for you. And in fact, some people, when they want to cheat, they put on a false front. They may say that they represent certain Buddhist organizations, or they even represent masters. So if you take the wrong path, or you take the wrong car, or take the wrong bus, these are all danger. So when it comes to you, what does it mean? Is it all karma? What is karma? Maybe it means that what you've done in the past is not good enough. So because of that, you may die of a car accident. Or after the car accident, you will have some misfortune. You injure yourself and you have some physical disabilities. That's one aspect. Another aspect is that you are in a relationship, but the person is a cheat, and as a result, you suffer emotion distress, and you took some medicines or you committed suicide. These are all possible. So we can understand this as first, you lack enough merits. So when such things happen, you can't find a way out and you want to commit suicide. And secondly, it's because in the past you have done a lot of harms upon others, and that's why yourself or your loved ones, they have this disturbance by negative energies, some spirits focusing their attentions on you, and that's why it affect you. For example, you make an investment, you will lose money. So let's say maybe if you you break up from relationships, you may tell yourself that, well, what I'll do is next time I will find a new boyfriend or girlfriends. But if you lack merits, when you have such bad events that happen to you, you have a very strong negative energies. And that's why there's these evil energies. If it comes to you and probes you and asks you to go to the other world, what happens to you? So during this time, if you gain the protections of medicine Buddhas, and if you receive the illuminations, if the illuminations enters your body, it's like a superchargers. Now we have chargers for a car. The modern one may be 10 minutes. That's good enough. 10 minutes of charge will give you a lot of energy. So when you offer to medicine Buddhas, well, you must understand that medicine Buddhas is not a charger, a normal charger. In 1 second, it will be able to impart you with energies, with positive energies. Maybe you get 200 times of positive energy. Immediately, you're fully charged up. So say a moment ago, you're thinking of committing suicide, and suddenly because you're charged up by medicine Buddha, immediately you don't think about it. In fact, you change your mindset. You say that, well, tomorrow will be a better one. Immediately, you will not want to commit suicide. Actually, a lot of time during the critical moments, the major event in life, it is not judgment. It is your feelings in that instant. It even includes commit suicide. If you are a person that want to commit suicide, it's different from when you met a car accident. In a car, in the road, on the road, you actually do not pursue to have a car accident, but an accident happens. So if you're in a bad relationship, you're out of the bad relationship, instead of feeling very low, that's because you lack energy. So what happens? If you have this charged up by medicine Buddhas, you will be able to change your perspective. Maybe just buy a bag, expensive bag. You will be able to expel this negative energy. So even if you don't think about this, when bad luck comes, you have these evil energies or negative energies that come close to you. And if the Lord Yama comes, he sent his people to come to catch you. And what happens is that if you have a car accident, maybe the car will do a somersault a few times and will come down. What happens to you? So it is very important to worship medicine Buddhas, because when you worship medicine Buddhas, all these disasters will be eliminated. Isn't that great? So from a sinner, you have becomes to a person who have merits. And if someone want to do a love scam for you or a money scam, the moment you look at it, you can identify. You'll be able to identify the point, and you will not fall into the scam. In fact, the person may speak, and the moment that you hear the person speak, you can sense that the person is out to cheat you. Well, the person may come to you like an investment scam and ask you to invest. And after you hear the person's voice, you may make a decision that, no, I'm not going to invest. It is all in that moment, in that instance. Maybe you get some inspirations in a moment, and that inspiration is actually given by masters, and you say that, well, my master tell me I shouldn't invest. So the moment that you don't invest, you still have the cash. So let me tell you something. That's very much shared within the investment circle. If you do not care about, if you care about money, well, if you do not active invest, then you still have the cash with you. So person who tries to scam you to do an investment scam, you must understand that maybe by investing, the money will leave you. If you invest, the money will leave you. I just want to remind you that in investment, it is not so simple. It is very dangerous and it's very risky. The riskiness is really high. So you want to be very mindful when you invest. So you need to have enough merits to receive the blessings and protections of medicine Buddhas, so that we will be able to maintain our wealth and we do not fall into investment scams. And during this period, even if you are rich, you try not to invest, because the moment that you part with your money, you will become a poor person. So that's why medicine Buddhas will provide you with inspirations and help you to avoid these disasters and calamities. Because why? Because if you invest and if you make the wrong investment, you lose your money, you will not be able to live well. There are some places that are not safe, and you may be harmed by robbers. I heard that in South America, there are some places that when you're on the street, you may meet a thief or robbers, and they may rob you in your house, or they may even harm you. It is actually quite common in South America. Yes, even in South Africa, it is also possible, because the places, I can't exactly remember the countries, because if I be very specific in the countries, the people from the countries will be unhappy with me. But in general, there are all these dangers. You may face it. So, if the robbers look at your house and the robbers feel that, well, your house doesn't contain a lot of wealth, he has no interest to come to your house to rob you, you are saved, because you ensure safety. So don't you want longevities? Whether you live a happy life or whether you have good fortunes or not, obviously you want to have longevities. Most people want to have abundance, want to be rich and wealthy. So how do you have wealth? Actually, when you offer wealth, Buddha's Bodhisattvas will help to guide you. They will bring good friends to you. And when you do all the good things, the right things, you will have wealth. Maybe at critical moments, you say the right things and you impress your superior, your boss. And maybe because of that, you gain a great power. If Buddhas want to give you opportunities, it is very easy. You can be promoted easily. So if you want to get married and to have kids, if you want a boy, you get a boy. If you want to have a girl, you have a girl. These are so easy. Actually, a lot of people who came to us say that they want to have kids. In fact, many of them actually have blockage in their fallopian tube. But why is it that they're still able to conceive? These are all miracles. And after they have kids, the doctor says that, well, actually, the fallopian tubes are still blocked. How did the child was conceived? Why? What did you did? What do you do? Actually, what you did was just offer lights before Buddhas. So in the moment after that, you become pregnant. So this is something that transcends time-space. The baby just comes to your house much easily. Isn't that good? These are all like a miracle, something that's very difficult to explain. But anyway, if it's not because of the blessings of Buddhas, then how is it possible? You can forget about it in this lifetime. But it happens. So this is something that's beyond medical science. It's not something that even doctors can explain. So this is what basic science would not be able to prove. So it has reaped a lot of benefits by worshipping medicine Buddhas, because all your wishes will be fulfilled. Whatever you wish will be fulfilled. And that's why when you offer to medicine Buddhas, it gives you infinite benefits. Receive what you wish for. Do you think it's great? And that's why all our friends are very excited, because they know that medicine Buddhas is the great medical doctors. So a lot of people look for health and look for wealth, and they came here to seek this through medicine Buddhas, to seek the blessings of medicine Buddhas, to receive health benefits. In fact, there are a lot of people are suffering a lot. And also, there are very strange or very rare disease. Even the doctors find it hard. And that's why people come to Master to seek Master helps. They ask that if they offer lights before Buddhas, can medicine Buddhas help us? So maybe today, can we offer lights before medicine Buddhas? And what type of benefits or what type of merits will medicine give us? It's infinite. Isn't that what we said earlier? If you try to pray for health, you gain health. If you pray for babies, you get babies. If you pray for longevities, you get longevities. What is most difficult is that in our Han type of medicine Buddhas, what is your impressions of Han's medicine Buddhas? They help to eliminate disasters and extend lives. What does that mean? So any bad things, any bad karma, it is considered as calamities or disasters. So you'll be able to help to eliminate this. So internally, there are also some calamities. Maybe it's poverty, maybe it's illness. Or maybe you have a litigations, or maybe you're not able to enjoy longevities. Say you are in your 30s and you're very sad. Maybe this is only your second job. Maybe your life is already in danger and you're only 30s. But even if you're 50 years old, you have a rare disease, do you want to live beyond that? Yes. What about if you're in your 80s? Do you think your children will want you to live longer if you're healthy? Yes, it doesn't matter whether it's you or your loved ones. Everyone have the same type of positive aspirations. But one important aspect is that you will clear calamities and you will enable to live longer. Actually, medicine Buddhas has taught us how we can get rid of it. So we have many methods. First, it actually offers and worship to medicine Buddhas. We can do it at home, or you learn about cultivations. You can observe different precepts like no killings, no scoldings, or you make offerings to the monks or the masters, the meditation masters that guided you. Or for those that are sick, you chant the Medicine Buddha Sutra for the person. You may ask how many times. They always talk about a specific number, 7, 9, 49. I just want you to leave the impressions of this. You always talk about 49. Medicine Buddha says that for those that are sick, chant Medicine Buddha Sutra 49 times. For example, you pray for longevities for those that's going to sick. Or say the person is going to pass on soon. So we talk about how we can extend the lifespan. We just offer 49 days of light and 7 color lights, 7 different color lights. You offer that for 49 days. You do it for 49 days. Continuously keep them lit for 49 days. So even in the past, they say that because the lights are oil lamps, so they want to be like 1 meters. But now, these days, we use LED lights. Actually, 1 light bulb. The light is beyond. It's actually 5 meters. So the light source is very complete and strong. So you offer the lights for 7 times 7, 49 days, and you may have the chance to help you to clear problems or calamities and help you to extend your lifespan. It is also recorded in the sutra. In fact, we can say that how many days you'll be able to extend life. With that, we ever done that before. Some people offer life for 7 days, some offer for 49 days. And some even offer lights beyond that, a few years, or 10 years, or 20 years. And if you include to your dharmic cultivations, how many people that cultivate within how many people they are actually considered as cancer patients, and after they practice the Dharma, they are still living now, even though they have had this sickness for 10 over years. So you may say that you come to our center to become a volunteer. If you come to become a volunteer, do not take a pay, do not take a salary, just do a volunteer. But remember, if you come here, try not to get angry all the time. If there are some Dharma sisters that make you angry, don't be angry because you are here to accumulate merits. Don't forget that. So you want to continue to become a volunteer at the center. You want to be able to accumulate more merits. You want to treat everything with ease. You want to come here to help you attain longevities. In fact, a lot of cancers or illness right now, they are uncurable. But if the doctors has already pronounced this disease or illness as uncurable, you have the opportunity to learn the Dharma methods. You should cultivate diligently.
我一说的藏传了，做什么四加行之类的，就是你要斋戒呀、不杀生啊、多供养啊，
So it is important for you to chant, it's important to do certain things like do chanting, do your practice, do your cultivations, and make offerings or do more deeds, positive deeds. And you want to involve in more continuous practice of purity. And if you can maintain that state of mind, it itself is a self-healing process. Because when you have purity of mind and body, it will help you to communicate with Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. If you have a very negative energy on you, it's harder for you to communicate with medicine, to communicate with Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. These are just basic knowledge. I hope that you understand. And if you can do this, you talk about offerings, then you'll be able to prolong life. And in fact, in the sutras, it's talk about 7 days, 9 days, 49 days. But I've seen a lot. There are a lot more. So that time, the life extension is considered years of accumulating merits. In our centers, I know at least 100 people. They managed to prolong their life for 10 years. And actually, during that time, based on the doctor's advice, they feel like the parents or the moms may not be able to live beyond a certain time. Well, a lot of time they may be sick, but they're still around. They are not dead yet. I mean, they are still alive. And why? Because they managed to prolong their life. So if the parents have longevities, then the children will actually be able to enjoy longevities. These are all auspicious signs. So it's important for us to accumulate merits. When we accumulate merits, Buddhas, Bodhisattvas will protect us, and our wishes will be fulfilled. We will gain auspiciousness. And not only that, we will gain longevities, and will gain health. And Medicine Buddha Sutra specifically mentioned that if you do well, you not only gain health, you gain longevities. This is something that medical science is hard to prove. But within Bodhi meditations, we have many of such examples. And now, Master, can we share some of our students? The stories of our students.
首先是来我们的网友平平，他的一个见证故事。药师佛护佑我的儿子。
First of all, it's actually Ping Ping and Ping Ping stories. Masters, I'm Ping Ping and I'd like to share with you the stories of how Medicine Buddha's blessings have helped my son in two significant aspects of his life. And my son, Alan, originally worked for a foreign-owned company in another province. A few years ago, when he got married and wanted to start a family, he was transferred to our home province to work in the local branch. However, he was very unhappy at his new workplace. The employees who worked there had really formed a very close-knit group, and as a newcomer, Alan felt isolated and was often marginalized by his colleagues. His superiors also didn't seem to appreciate his talents, and he becomes very disheartened. Twice he called me and said, "Mom, maybe I should return to the company headquarters. It's far from home, but I was happier there, and I see no futures for me here." I advised him, saying, "Don't rush, let me think of a solution." I then went to the Buddhist website and ordered a blessing lamp for one of his superiors. I heard from my son that this supervisor has been kind to him. In less than a month, that superior started guiding Alan to write a research paper and encourage him to participate in the company's competitions. As a result, Alan's paper won the first prize within the company. With that, his supervisors proud. He made his supervisor proud and began to take greater interest in him. Not only that, the company's top executives also recognized his potential and urged the branch leaders to nurture him. As a result, Alan became someone highly valued by the company's top management, and he was no longer subjected to mistreatment by his colleagues. His superiors started acknowledging his abilities, and he was promoted twice in quick successions. Today, in his early 30s, he holds a high managerial positions within the company, and Alan is full of enthusiasm and is doing very well in his career. Now, so with the career problems resolved, new worries emerge for me. Alan and his wife are both in their 30s, but my daughter-in-law's pregnancy has not yet happened. My husband and I were getting anxious and spoken to them countless times, but to no avail. Both of them were busy with their jobs, and my daughter-in-law was particularly occupied. Her successful career had made her reluctant to step into the role of a mother. She has a good character. She has no intentions to become a mom because she focused in her job. And at one point, she even joked half seriously, "I'm not having kids." Well, we kept insisting, but they simply ignored us. They even used the excuse of being busy to avoid coming home for Chinese New Year last year. I could only communicate with my son over the phone, and he was caught in the middle. As the only child in the family, he felt it was essential for him to have children, but he couldn't persuade his wife. Well, after the call, we had a bad call that time. So it affected our relationships as mother and son. And during this difficult period, I suddenly realized that I needed to seek the help of Master, Buddhas, and Bodhisattvas. And I started to recite the Medicine Buddha's mantra. And not only that, every time during Chinese New Year, Qingming Festival, Vesak Day, Guanyin Enlightenment Day, whenever masters launch merits projects, I lit blessing lamps for them and dedicated the merits to reconciling the past left and ancestral spirits. Finally, in the summer of this year, my daughter-in-law started to prepare for pregnancy. I was overjoyed and continued to have faith in the Medicine Buddha's blessings by reciting the Medicine Buddha's mantra for them. In August, my daughter-in-law successfully became pregnant, and she handed over her responsibilities at work to prepare for motherhood. All the health indicators for the babies and mothers are excellent. During the class, I lit another lamp for them, praying for the safety of my son and daughter-in-law. I committed to recite the Medicine Buddha's mantra daily, dedicating the merits to my daughter-in-law and my future grandchild. I pray that under the compassionate protection of the Medicine Buddha, my daughter-in-law will give birth to a healthy and blessed child next spring. And I'm greatly grateful to Master and Medicine Buddha. Well, what I hear is that all your wishes will be fulfilled, no matter what you seek, what is your wishes. He's so young and so successful, and he got high-ranking career, and the wife is pregnant. There's very good wishes, and all the wishes fulfilled. They understand this. They offer lights before Buddhas. It must be because they offer lights before Buddhas. So the mom is very wise. The mom not only offer lights for the son, she also offer lights to the son's superiors. That's really good. So that the mom's actions to help the child to offer lights on behalf of the child's superior is actually a very kind act. Maybe the boss has a little bit of negative experience with the child, but after that, I'm sure it will improve the relationship greatly. Yes, this boss is actually very good. He actually encouraged
对，
these Dharma brothers.
顺利啊，
给了他
真好
们非常好的机会。
啊，
对
真的是。然后也是妈妈就一直也是诵佛啊，念佛念
So
咒
it is
啊
important to
这
chant.
个我觉得也是很奇怪。你说，其实这个儿媳以前是不想生孩子，
Actually, what is interesting, Master, is that this daughter-in-law, last time she refused to give
因
birth.
为这个还跟婆婆其实有点不开心。
So because of this, she had some disagreement with the mom-in-law.
强逼哈，最后说，哎呀，我也是去念佛吧，给他们供灯吧。就突然有一天啊，
So the mom-in-law, what the mom-in-law did is offer lights and chant for them.
不是，比方说有一些不好的见地想法的时候，你
And after that, it seems like by through offering lights, there is some illuminations of the mind,
不知道
the change of the mindset.
他就突然想通了这个
And
事儿。
suddenly, the daughter-in-law has new realizations and getting herself ready for pregnancy. And such actions really delights the parents-in-law.
哈，开窍
Yes,
了
it's like in a moment she gained wisdom instantaneously.
哎，就怀孕了。
这只有佛能做得到。
Only Buddhas can do that.
就这一点来说啊，当今很多青年人啊，真的急死父母。
Well, just on this point, in modern days, a lot of young couples, they have these issues.
老人给逼的，
In fact, some of them live together, but they refuse to have kids.
真好。
And this really worries their older generations. So for this Dharma sisters, it is actually a very good news that the daughter-in-law is pregnant and giving birth to a child. Let's have a present for them.
这个一大一小呢，给他儿子儿媳。
So this is for the son and for the daughter-in-law.
老妈妈应该是。
妈妈，
And I think
妈妈
the mom, I have something for the mom too. This is for the mom.
非常好的紫檀珠哈。哎，
This is a very auspicious
祝平平你们全家
sandalwood
如
beads.
意吉祥。
And wishing you, your family, auspiciousness, Buddha's illuminations illuminate you, and may your wishes come true, and may you attain happiness.
太好了。
That's good news.
接下来给师傅带来一位来自马来西亚假洞禅堂，
Master, next we have someone from Kapong,
讲
Malaysia.
述药师佛带我走
And the medicine Buddhas helped me escape from a life of hardship and change my fate.
重男轻女的家庭，13岁
Hello,
就
Master.
辍学
I was born into a family that valued boys over girls, and I had to drop out of schools at the age of 13 to start working. When I was 21, I got married, and my husband and I have 5 children, 4 boys and 1 girl. My husband worked, and I took care of the children. However, our good time didn't last. When I was 36, my husband left me for another woman. I had to support this family, taking care of the children and working. I had to take on 2 jobs. I would leave home around 5 a.m. to work on one job, and then work on the second job at a hair salon after my first job, sometimes not getting a break until 11 or 12 at night. The long hours of work left me with aching back and waist pain. There was a time when my back pain was so intense that it made me cry, and I couldn't even stand up. However, thinking of my 5 children, I couldn't afford to be in pain. I had to swallow my tears and stand up, and determined to provide for my family. By the time I turned 60, my back was hunched and I had trouble walking. People thought I was 80 years old. Even though I was at the age, I could not rest because I have 3 children left to be married off. When I turned 70, I finally stopped working and started taking care of my grandchildren at home. My children all have gotten married by then except for my 3rd son. He has glaucoma when he was young, causing one of his eyes to go blind, and he didn't like to go out much. But after half a year, my husband, who has been missing for 35 years, suddenly returned. He had aged significantly, and one of his eyes was blind. Seeing him again made me both angry and sympathetic. So I went back to work at the age of 70. Every time I think about this, I feel that my life is full of hardship. I never expect that my later years would be more difficult. I had a heart attack and underwent a surgery. And then I had breast cancer and have gallbladder inflammations, requiring surgeries to remove them. My second son died of oral cancer, and my only daughter died of uterine cancer. It broke my heart and sent off my loved ones. I don't know what I did wrong in my past life to deserve such a fate. I prayed to heaven to only punish me and spare my children. My spirit became clouded and I felt that my life was miserable. In 2021, at the age of 80, I accidentally bruised my knees and swelling of my feet. So I had back pain, and despite various treatment expenses, nothing seemed to work. I gave up hope and decided to rest at home. In late 2021, I came across a YouTube channel for Master, and I saw many people benefiting and after walking the energy bagua. I asked my son to take me to the centers, and then I regained my mobilities after more than half a year of practice. In October 2022, I attended the Disaster Relief and Longevity Buddha's chanting class at the Zen centers in Kajang. When I saw the compassionate and majestic medicine Buddhas, I was moved to tears. I kneel before the medicine Buddha, praying for protections from disasters and for health and peace. In the class, I heard the masters explain the Medicine Buddha Sutra, and I understood that only by performing merits then can change my destiny. I found hope. I began to sincerely recite the Buddha's name every day. And over the next half year, despite going through all the hardships, I experienced some positive events. And I find that I have some progressions. So in April 23, I finally able to stand up and walk confidently. My back hunch of 20 years disappears, my leg becomes stronger. I even make a trip to South Korea at 82. I no longer wore a frown on my face, I begin to smile every day. My fellow practitioner says I changed, I look much younger. My eldest grandson, who was 13 years old, had been rebellious and failing exams while I was taking up smoking. During the Buddha's recitation class, I lit a bright light lamp for my grandson and made offerings to the medicine Buddhas. Surprisingly, after offering the lamp, he passed all his exams, and in January 2023, he successfully quit smoking after 2 years. When my husband turned 85, his life came to an end, and he passed away peacefully without suffering. I make light offerings and dedicated lamps for him, hoping that he will be reborn in the Pure Land. I am grateful to the compassionate and merciful medicine Buddhas and Grandmaster. Thank you all. I was struggling in a sea of sufferings for 80 years. I finally changed my destiny and found happiness. In August this year, I went for a medical checkup and all my health indicators were normal. I'm feeling well and I can eat and sleep properly. My hearings and visions have improved, are intact, and I don't even need reading glasses when reading the Buddhist root. And my children have grown up to be responsible and filial. Now my descendants are living harmoniously. And I wake up every day to go for the energy bagua practice, then continue to practice and recite the Buddha's name. And I'm very happy that my life has changed. I will continue to light lamps to offer to Buddhas. So finally, she has stopped suffering. If you listen to her stories, when she was young, the husband left her, and she needed to take care of young children, so she completely tired out. And not only that, 2 kids passed on before her. So she experienced a lot of pain and suffering on earth. And then the husband who left came back. And she even took in the husband who was sick already. I think she is a very kind-hearted person. Can you hear there's a way out for her? No. But she was very lucky. Look at what happened to her. After her practice, she extended her life, and after practicing energy bagua, her hunchback became better.
就是她的心血管也是做了通血管。
Actually, she herself also suffered from ill health. She went for heart surgery as well.
都做了切除。
She also did some surgeries, performed some surgeries on herself.
现在又健康。
But now she regained her health after practicing energy bagua. She is already 80s, but she lived like a 60s.
不可思议哈。
So it is a
对
miracle
这要问的
stories.
东西可能没要了他的命。现在80多了哈。
So she's already in her 80s, she's
其实
82.
他的身体健壮的程度哈，从表面看像
So
60
if you
岁，
look at her
他的
body,
健康
she
程
looked
度
like
呢
a 60s
像20
person.
岁。哎，对
She's very healthy now. She has regained her health
很多人
back.
到60岁腿脚已经不好
Actually, a
使
lot
了
of time when they
人家
turn
呢
60s, they can't walk properly. But for her, she can still run around.
对，
但是我还是想就是截取她的一些。
I think what I want to do is I want to elevate her spirituality.
就是其实跟网友们一起回顾一下，就是她是在念佛班上听到了师父在讲解药师经。
For her, she heard about the medicine Buddhas in one of the chanting class,
改命，
and she realized that it's changing her fate.
希望真诚的。
She started to see hope,
她也意识到
and she chants sincerely.
也可能是自己以前做出的一些坏事。
So maybe what happens to her was because of some of her negative karma in the past. But after she realized that, she chants and she offered lights
在主点
for ancestors, for karmic
懂了这个做
creditors, and she knows how she can change her faith by offering lights.
坚持修行。
And she insists in her
这
practice.
句话很让我感动。她说我这么老了，我宁可少吃一点。
And what she said really touches me. She says, I'm so old already, I'd rather eat less, but I want to make sure that
希望这个药师佛的
medicine Buddhas
能够照
will
亮
help,
更多
will lead more people.
对，
这句话我听了特别。
When I heard about that, I feel that she is a very, very kind
不
soul.
懂的人吧，就是
People
说
who
你看
doesn't
看
know,
这是老糊涂
they
了
may say that, well,
啊
look
你
at
有点
her.
钱你供了药
You
师
have
佛
some money, why do you offer to medicine
咱们来
Buddhas?
衡量一下
What
你
do you
供药师
think?
佛华赞还是不供药
Is
师
it
佛华
better
赞
that you offer to medicine Buddhas, or is it better that you do not offer to
如果你
medicine
不去供
Buddhas?
的话，
If
他
you
没
have
机会
no
供你就
offerings,
没了
then if you will not have the opportunity to
就算
offer
是人家
anymore,
一息的
then that's
活着
it.
的话恐怕都爬不起来了
So even if she can survive, she may still be sick and not
那
able to
不是
climb
讲
out
他
of
压垮
bed.
他腰不但直不起来一定会趴下去对不对
She will not.
所以
She
他
will
有这
continue
种
to be
信念
hunched.
他的人生开始改变
But because of her change
所以
in
在这
her
种情况下
her
说只要
perspective
我
of
经济
life
能
start
力
to
还行的
change.
时候我就供药师佛我就
So that's why she says that whenever she has
看似
ability,
愚昧
she want to offer to
实际
medicine
上是
Buddhas.
大福气
It is actually
大
great
因
with
缘
great
啊，这有智
opportunities,
慧
great wisdom to be able to do
真
that.
是对
The
这真好啊
relationship is really unique, and the connectivities is very good, and definitely is blessed by medicine Buddhas, and that's why she has a very brilliant life.
恭喜月英师姐
Congratulations to
我
you.
们也为他送一个礼物。
We have a
好
present for her. Yes.
来哎呀哎来看一看这是什么山
Look at this. What is
哎
this?
对
很美很美。
This is a very beautiful
梵文的
T-shirt.
啊药师佛的
Sanskrit, medicine Buddha.
吉祥衬衫哈
It is very
哎
auspicious
对
T-shirts.
这走到哪穿到哪哈一路护佑哈
It will protect you everywhere.
佛不离身哈
Buddha is
哎
with
这
you.
多好啊好
This
保
is
佑
so good.
月英师姐健康长寿
So wishing you
福利
health,
吉祥哈
longevities, and auspiciousness.
接下来是我们的网友小生，
And next we have another one from Xiaoshen.
得救了。师傅好，想跟您分享一段刚刚发生在我们家的
Hello,
经历
Masters. I just want to share with you something that happens to my family recently.
上个星期去了一家大医院复查做造影，医生
My husband has a heart conditions and has stent in his heart for 10 years. Last week, he went to a major hospital for a checkup for angiograms, and the doctors informed us that of the 3 main arteries in his heart, only one was functioning, and the other 2 were completely blocked. They told us that he needed immediately to do an immediate heart bypass surgeries. Our entire family received this news and was terrified, wondering what to do. During this period, I kept crying and praying to the medicine Buddhas for help, requesting for blessings for my husband. I begged for his mercy to save him. And then I kept performing meritorious deeds, reciting the Buddha's name, and offering lights. Just last night I had a dream about you, Master. You were smiling, and I said to you, Master, you are here. I'll prepare a meal for you, like tomatoes and eggs stir-fried. Then I saw you spreading a rectangular piece of sackcloth on the table with 6 or 7 straight lines drawing on it. And that's when I woke up. I wonder what's your dream message meant. The next day, my husband met another doctor, and after looking at the angiogram, the doctor said that he wanted to perform another angiogram. So my husband underwent another heart surgery and angiograms, and to our immense surprise, the result shows that his heart's 2 arteries were not blocked at all. There was only one slightly narrow artery, which the doctor treated with a stent and 2 balloons. The procedures were highly successful, and my husband even walked out of the OT. It was truly amazing. At this moment, I finally realized that it was all thanks to your blessings, Masters, and the blessings of the medicine Buddhas. I also understood the line you drawn in my dream, indicating that my husband's blocked arteries was being cleared. That dreams and reality aligned perfectly. I'm so grateful to you, Master, for saving our family. And Master, I sincerely thank you from the bottom of my heart, and great gratitude to medicine Buddhas. Wow, definitely she gained longevities. There's one question that you want to be clear. So first, she talked about the husband has 3 arteries, 2 blocked, and need to do stent. What exactly is that? So is that bypass? Is that a major surgery or not a major surgery? Actually, it's a major surgery. The husband actually had a surgery about 10 over years ago. It is recently that they find that he has another blocked in his artery. So this is actually very critical because the husband's only left with 1 artery. So let me just talk to you about the heart bypass surgery. So basically that part that is blocked, they kind of refuse to use that. You can't use it because it's blocked. So what they did was they do another blood vessels, and it is like performing like a bypass, a blood vessels bypass. And to put it there. So this is the bypass. Is that a major one or not? Yes, it's a major one. They need to open up the chest. It's an open heart surgery. So it's considered as a major surgery. So they talk about a stent there. So we talk about you need to do they do like a keyhole operations. So they need to look at it, and they look at what happens in the vessels. If the blockage is very serious, they will do a stent directly. For this, the danger is not high, but definitely a heart bypass is a major operation. Actually, for this Dharma sisters, the first time when she did the angiogram, the result is not very good. So what she did was she prayed to Buddhas, and then she quickly carry out some merits. And then after that, she had a dream. She dreamt of masters. So in the dreams, she says that Master draw some lines, and she's preparing a meal for masters, and then she took a rectangular piece of sackcloth on the table with 6 or 7 straight lines drawn on it. So the next day, she came. There's a change on the second day. Because when she went to see the doctor, went to see another doctor, they find that the pictures taken yesterday was not so good. So she decided to take pictures again. So after that, after they take the angiogram, they find that it's not so serious. So the doctor managed to clear some slight blockage. So people after such a small operations, they will still need to rest. But for her, immediately after that, she was able to walk out. And then she said that she realized that the painting that Master draw was helped her to clear the blockage in her body. So that's why, Master, I must say that we are all curious now. What happens? Well, that's her dreams, not my dreams. Well, but I think generally it means it's a good dreams. But about rucksack, what does that mean? Why is it? It just says that if you do not draw these few lines, it will be a problem. But I can't tell you much deeper. When do you use that? I can't say that. When do you use rectangle piece of sackcloth? I shouldn't say more. So after drawing that, it becomes straight again. It becomes very much at ease. It's become very auspicious, right? So thank you, Masters, for the blessings. Well, that's because she has affinity with medicine Buddhas. Congratulations. So, Masters, we have a present for her and her husband? Yes. Her name is Xiao Shen. Look at this, purity. That's Bodhi tea. And the very auspicious yellow beads. And will be able to protect your family's auspiciousness, health, and longevities. Thank you, Master. All these testimonials are very interesting. Master, let's share another one. Master, I'm Bai Chai. I'd like to share about how medicine Buddhas protect me. Hello, Master. When I was young, I used to visit temples and donate money to them. And I got to know the people at the temple quite well. And one day, a temple master told me that I would face a great calamities at the age of 69. But after that, everything will be fine. At that time, I was still quite young and didn't take it too seriously. Later, I got married, and my husband was skilled in fortune-telling. He predicted that he would pass away at the age of 62. Indeed, he died at 62. He turned 62, he felt ill and was hospitalized. And he knew that he was going to leave the world, so he told me that after he was gone, I should find a temple. He said that I was a kind person and would find the right place. He advised me to go to a temple where I could seek the protections of Buddhas, and this would help me safely pass through the calamities that await me at the age of 69. So in 2018, when I was 68, my mother-in-law told me about the energy Bagua point and invited me to join her. I couldn't refuse her invitation, so I started to practice that. After doing this for a few days, I felt more energetic and I began practicing it daily. A few days later, a Dharma sister told me about an event at one of our centers. So I visited the centers, and upon entering it, the medicine Buddha's hall, I saw the dignified and compassionate medicine Buddha. I felt moved and knelt down to pay my respect. As I rose, I saw medicine Buddhas looking at me with kindness. The hall was comfortable and felt like home. This was the temple that I've been searching for. I began learning from the master and discovered that the medicine Buddhas is a great physician. And I also learned to perform meritorious deeds to change my fate. So I started offer lights and make offerings to the medicine Buddha. Whenever there was an event at the center, I would sponsor them. I even obtained a tanka of the medicine Buddhas from my home. And I reached 69 without realizing it. Though I've always been afraid of death, I wish for a long and healthy life. So I prayed to the medicine Buddhas for protection, asking for a long and healthy life. I make significant offerings during the Medicine Buddha's annual celebrations. Whenever there was a class, I attend, not only for health, but also for the protections of Medicine Buddha. Now I'm at the age of 73, and I've safely passed through the age of 69. I feel immense gratitude of the Medicine Buddhas and also thank Masters for helping me dispel calamities and prolong my life. For over 40 years, I suffer from severe O-shaped legs problem, which not only affected my appearance but also caused discomfort. After standing or walking for half an hour, my knees would ache. I need to rush when cooking because sometimes my knee would start hurting midway through the meal preparations, and I have to sit down and take a break. After practicing energy Bagua for over years, I noticed some change. My bow leg had gradually straightened out. Now I can stand for 3 hours continuously without any knee pain. In 2022, I accidentally fell from a tree that I was climbing to pick lychee. I had often climbed trees and never fallen before. This time, however, I lost my balance while descending from a tree, over 3 meters high. As I fell, I thought I was going to hit my head and began shouting for my master to save me. I landed on my buttocks and I was unable to stand. I was then taken to hospital in an ambulance expecting to have sustained severe injuries. An X-ray revealed 3 fractures in my pelvic bone, but everything was fine. I felt relieved that there was no fractures elsewhere, but I have still dealt with the discomfort. Despite several treatments, the pain persists. One day, listening to Masters about the Medicine Buddha Sutra, he mentioned that to fulfill one wish or resolve a calamities, one should light 49 lamps before the Buddha. And I did that. After the 10 days of the light offering, the pelvic pain I had endured over the 3 months disappears. And that really helps. So on the 10 days, the pelvic pains completely disappears and the pain didn't come back. So offering lights at Bodhi is really a miracle happens. And in recent years, I also noticed dark spots on my face. So I quietly asked the Medicine Buddhas to help me become more beautiful. So starting in 2023, I noticed that the dark spot has significantly reduced and they are now disappeared entirely. My face had also gained a healthy glow, and people have commented that I look more beautiful and younger, and I feel the same way. Additionally, my eyes have become brighter. Previously, I had trouble seeing clearly at night and was hesitant to drive after dark. However, since last year, I began driving myself home at night after class, and I'm confident to help fellow practitioners along the way. I am I'm grateful to Medicine Buddha to fulfill my wish, and I'll continue to do the deeds, kind deeds. And I see that these merits can extend beyond future generations. And thank you, Medicine Buddhas and Masters. This is great opportunity. This is great sharings because she has deep affinities with Medicine Buddhas and Master. Well, for her, before the husband passed on, the husband asked her to seek a temple so that the temple be able to help her to eliminate her disaster. She understood that. And what does she do? She actually started to accumulate merits to change her life.
不断地接着上这些课程，健身班、念佛班、八卦班。
And the other aspect is that she continued to do a lot of the classes, not only health and fitness class, she also do the energy Bhagavad class, and she also make great offerings, and she's also a disciple.
做了大的供养，她就是要求药师佛帮她。
Because she wants medicine Buddhas to help her, so she offered during the medicine Buddha's birthday. I think what I really amazed is that she's in her 70s and she's still there to climb trees. Well, if you climb when you're young, and that's it, but you already reached 70s, you shouldn't climb.
去了，这个心还在上。
Yes, I think she climbed because she still feels young at heart.
70岁这年龄哈
Well,
能在地上平
70
平稳稳就不错
years old. If you are able to walk safely on ground, it's very good already.
你不要说爬树了，你就是跨浴缸都叫你要特别当心啊。
真的是
上下楼梯都要小心。
Yes, indeed. When you're at the age, you want to be very careful. And she actually climbed a tree that's 3 meters high. So that is actually very dangerous.
真的是，不，她是特别高兴啊。
But she's so happy.
圣诞那做了供养。
So every time during the Medicine Buddha's festival, she want to make offerings. And because for her, she managed to live beyond 69. She felt more relief.
也不把自己摔出个事儿来，他不罢休哈。但是灾难也发生了。
Well, the calamities happens. It's just that it's not so serious. She fell down. She cracked her pelvic. There's small like cracks at her pelvic bones, but it's not very serious.
他儿子还说，这个本来
And the
他摔
son
那个
actually
位置
shared
头
that
头撞地的，
朝下，对不对？
后脑勺要仰着下去的。
他
she
说他怎么
actually
屁股先下去，
wh-
他屁股下去死不了人呐，那头
when
下
she
去的
fell,
至少摔个残废啊。
she fell with her buttock down first,
这为
so
啥
that saved her.
这是做功德呗。
I think that's because of her merits that she accumulated.
到了69岁的时候，她说：“其实我内心是很怕的。”
She shared that, well,
他说的是实话。
I'm scared too.
她就要祈请药师佛。
And that's why she wants to continue to
所以这个
to
大家有
accumulate
这种
merits.
有的是一个是本命年呐，
Well, there are
或者
certain
上面你
moments
小命不保的
that's
时候啊
hard for
哎你赶
for
快
you to
来
go through that stage of
要
your
是
life.
佛前求
That's
求哈
the year that the zodiac
所
year.
以我又要讲重点了哈。她说她听到师
So
父
the
讲
main
要经的
point
时
is
候
that
说
she
你
heard
要
masters
成就一
talking
件事
about the
情
Medicine
或者
Buddha
跨
Sutra.
了一个灾
She
难的时候
understands
你要
that
在佛前点七
you
49
need to offer 49 days of
所以她
lights.
说我就在禅上点了49天。
And she says that she offered lights
10天，她那个不是摔下来
on the
的
10 days.
很酸痛啊，
哎，她说就好了呀，消
对，
失了。
酸痛了3
The
天。
pain that she suffered, the pelvic bones pain,
真
disappears.
实在太灵验了。
The life offerings is really very auspicious.
相比她的延寿，相比她的这个消这个大灾，
So it actually helped her to ward off calamities.
形腿呀，那真的都是太小巫见大巫了。
Actually, the issues that she faced, like the pigmentations, like the O-shaped
那
legs,
关键什么都求
these are
佛
not
连美容的求
these are
佛
not
是吧？
these are quite easy for medicine Buddhas to help.
几个班你都要让佛给你去。
Well, for you, you think about her, she's already at this age. Is it common to have some pigmentation on her face? And she's in her 70s and she still seek medicine Buddhas to help her, to make her look better.
一般就是有点岁数哈。得
I
健
think
康
when you
就好
reach a certain age, you just want to have health.
所求哈，
So your wishes were changed.
说我要健康了，我要长寿了，我还得美。
Some talk about I want longevities, I want health, I also want to be beautiful. But she's very sincere.
对，
让你心想事成，真的就叫所求皆。
So it's really manifestations that whatever that you wish for will come true.
接下来，哎，接下来还要去哪个班啊？
对。
So
就是这
subsequent to
样的
this,
哈
which class are we going to?
还是恭喜他哈。
Let's
哎
congratulate
这个发
her.
财世界很幸运哈。
She is a
对
very lucky
他的这个
person.
故事哈，其实也影射着一个什么呢？他先生就会算命。
Actually, the story shares that the husband is good
62岁就
at
走了
fortune telling.
对吧？说他69，
The husband shared that for her at
所以先
69,
生说赶快找个佛堂进
she
去修。
tell her that it's important for her to find a temple to go to. Why? Because she needs to accumulate merits.
得救了哈，
Indeed, she's
真
saved.
好哈。哎，我送给他这个 来看你还认得吗？
Do you know what's this?
水风聚合
This is a beautiful
画的画
scarf
做
that I
成丝
painted.
巾哈。哎，水是啥呀？
What is water?
财
Water is
我好像想
wealth. Keep thinking about wealth.
水哈，就是财。
Water is wealth.
答对了。
You're right.
还有呢，我送她3个
And
小
I
的玛瑙金刚
have
杵
3 beautiful Vajra for her. I got Vajra for her.
戴在身上，护佑她，
And will protect
要
her.
得到药师佛，
She will
啊
receive
得到
medicines,
莲
Buddhas,
花生大师的加
and
持
also
啊
Padmasambhava
健康长
blessings,
寿，如意吉
health,
祥，
longevities,
寿上皮靡
and auspiciousness.
感恩师傅，
Thank you, Master.
白菜时间啊，
The coming together of water and
所
wind,
以
that's
这
the
个
name
供
of
养
the
药师
scarf.
佛的这个功德哈，是无限无量的。
So there are a lot of merits
灾难
in offerings
到延
to
寿，
medicine
到开
Buddhas,
智慧，
from
啊
gaining
到
wisdoms,
这个脱离邪道，
from free from
脱
negative
离
path,
邪
bad
见
path,
啊，走向
or wrong
正确
thoughts,
啊，
be on the
善
right
良的人
path.
生。哎，这一切的一切哈，
All this,
乃至修行者能够早日觉悟，
even you can gain
要
the
去有所
enlightenment.
求药师佛。
You should seek the
供养药
blessings
师
of
佛
medicine
啊
Buddhas.
那真是这个将会有无限的奇迹
Then
在
you will
等
have
着我
miracles that happens to your
哎
life.
也因此呢，我们在这个特殊的佛陀的
And
大日
that's
子
why
上
during this
啊
very
为大家
auspicious
给一
period,
个供养药师佛
we have
做
these
大功德
opportunities
哈
for
让
you
自己
to
得无
accumulate
限
merits
利
for
益的这样一个好
yourself.
机会。
是
嗯
感恩师傅。
对，其实，在这样的一个
Indeed, thank you, masters.
淡的
On this, during this auspicious period,
我们很多网友都特别想，就是
many people want to have the opportunities
来为自己和家人积累功德。
to accumulate merits for the loved ones.
来信说，哎，他们也说怎么样供养药师佛。
So how do they make offerings to medicine Buddhas?
今生有可能
First,
吗
you
所以
can
感恩
actually
师父哈，我们今年也是在
like the
线上
medicine Buddhas.
在我们菩提禅修学院的网站上开通了
Actually, this
为
year,
药师佛
in
塑
Bodhi
形的
Meditations
项目真的是
College, we have this medicine Buddhas,
网友现在可以
gluten and blessings.
今生了，通过这个大的功德
You have these opportunities
来为
to
自己
fulfill your
积
wish
福德积福报
so that you'll be able to accumulate merits
为家人积
for yourself, for your loved ones,
后代是
for your
我们来看一
descendants.
下诚心供奉药师佛塑佛金身，可消灾灭难，续命延寿，成就美好的人生。您在药
And the
师佛
merits
亮光明的加
and
持
benefits
护佑
of
下
doing this
得
as
以
follows: you'll be
解脱
relieved from
身心
sufferings of
苦
disasters and increased health longevities. You can correct the physical defects and enhance physical
改
appearance.
善治理
And you'll be able to attain improvements in intellectual capabilities, and you have greater wisdom and intelligence. You will have liberations from poverty, and you will have a life of abundance and fulfillment. Not only that, you will have you will be free if you're free from suffering from childlessness. You have prosperity and success of descendants. You will overcome wrong views and negative habits, cultivate right thoughts and mindfulness, and also avoidance of legal penalties and imprisonment, and staying far from calamities and conflicts, and protects from untimely and tragic death, and liberations from evil spirits and negative energy. Not only that, you have immunity from natural disasters and human harms, staying clear of warfares and harms, and finally, attainment of wisdoms and enlightenment and leading to ultimate realization. So as you can see from the above, there are a lot of different benefits. So this is a rare opportunities.
那这个项目呢是以后常年的了。
And I just want to remind you that you have this all the time. Anytime when you feel that you need to accumulate merits, this is a time, this is a place that you can do.
好的，这个功德项目就在我们菩提禅
So
修的
this
学
is
院
in
网
Bodhi
上
Meditation
打开
College
学院网呢
website.
有一个药师
Once
佛
you
圣诞
go
祈
to the
福
website, you'll be
点击下
able
来
to
就有
click
送
on
药师
that.
佛金身
对
非常方便。
It is very, very
素佛
easy.
金身感恩师父给我们这样的
Thank you,
机会
Masters,
哈
for giving
这
us
次
these
药师佛圣诞呢
opportunities.
我们同
And during this period, we have 3 different types of light offerings. And there is an offering and affinity lamp to have a connection with medicine Buddhas. This is very good. And this is this price is very affordable. So I hope all of you will offer this light. It's only $18. So that at critical moment, you let Medicine Buddha know about you. And there is a 7 days light named Medicine Buddhas Love Me. Maybe you have some issues that you want to seek Medicine Buddhas for blessings, and there's a 49 days. It is a calamity. This is like somebody that's sick, or there is major hurdles that you want to cross, or you have a great aspirations that you want to fulfill. So you can seek Buddhas for their protections and blessings, and you want to make offerings to this. So, question is, you need to know if it's something that's very important, you want to offer a 49 days of lamp. If it's something that's not really urgent, you just want to have relationships or build a connections with Medicine Buddhas, you can offer the $18 light. So the numbers of lamps to offer varies, depends on one's intentions and capabilities. So we have these opportunities for you to do this. I feel that for those who need it, when they are in need, they can seek Medicine Buddha's protections and blessings. And we hope that your wishes will be fulfilled. Indeed, there are different ways that you'll be able to accumulate merits. You can even become a volunteer at the center. Well, I just want to remind you that even if you do 1 day a week at the center, you want to do it sincerely. Do not compare. Do not say that, well, that person don't work and just giving me all the work. Or the person said something really bad. These are all helping us to get rid of your calamities. Don't forget what is your real intentions. You are here to learn, you are here to accumulate merits, and you are here to cultivate. Actually, cultivation's a very important aspect is tolerance. It doesn't mean that people try to talk down on you, but you may feel that it's that. But you want to learn to bear with it. Sometimes our elevations, our view is not so elevated yet. Actually, the other person didn't try to humiliate you, but you land on you that way. But I just want to remind you that there's a lot of importance in tolerance. If you are able to endure, if you can endure the pain and sufferings, and if you can endure people like humiliate you, then you'll be able to attain greater wisdoms, and you'll be able to achieve great wealth and auspiciousness. Maybe you do that for your future. For your future generations, you accumulate a lot of benefits for them, and I'm sure you'll be able to attain greatness. And that's why tolerance is a very important class. It is not about Buddhism. It is not a class in Buddhism. It is an important lessons for life. In fact, a lot of time, a lot of great achievers, they start from tolerance. If the weather is very hot and you do not have a fan, and if the weather is very cold and you have no reason to move, I'm just talking to you that I can bear with tolerance or not. When I was in Tibet, when I was on the road, I take a very big lorry. It must be minus 20 degrees. Well, we're standing there and the wind is blowing us hard. Can you imagine that the vehicles is moving? Can you imagine that we have this wind that blowing at us constantly? So by the time we arrived at destinations, I couldn't get down. My whole body was frozen. But I treat it as a way of cultivating of the heart. It cultivates my fortitude, because the fortitude comes from endurance. If you have no endurance, how do you make sure that you can have wisdom eventually? And that's why Master says that when you have that, you'll be able to gain wisdoms. So when we become volunteer at the center, you must learn. You must learn the importance of endurance, especially those that's not good. You must learn to endure and smile. It is only when you can endure, then you'll be able to achieve greatness. And you can accumulate great wealth. So I encourage all to go to Bodhi meditations, to become volunteer, to cultivate. Do not compare with others. Compare with your old self. And then accumulate great merits, so that in the future, both your kids and your future generations will be able to achieve greatness. Thank you, Master. So let's talk about the next live broadcast. The next live broadcast is next Sunday, 19th of November. It's 7 p.m. Taiwan time, and for North America, it's 3 a.m. Yeah, that's because of the change of time in North America now. So we talk a lot today about the all-compassionate medicine Buddhas, the important points that can help us, and we'll be able to fulfill our wishes. We want to give you the opportunities, so you may want to give it a try with sincerity, to express your great gratitude towards medicine Buddhas. So welcome all to protect our centers and come here to gild the Buddha statues and offer lights to protect us, to protect our families, our loved ones, so that they have auspiciousness throughout their life. And finally, wishing all health, longevities, may your wishes come true. May you have happiness, and see you during the next live broadcast. Thank you.
天他吽贝堪则贝堪则玛哈贝堪则兰扎萨摩嘎德梭哈天他吽贝堪则贝堪则玛哈贝堪则兰扎萨摩嘎德梭哈天他吽贝堪则贝堪则玛哈贝堪则兰扎萨摩嘎德梭哈天他吽贝堪则贝堪则玛哈贝堪则兰扎萨摩嘎德梭哈天他吽贝堪则贝堪则玛哈贝堪则兰扎萨摩嘎德梭哈天他吽贝堪则贝堪则玛哈贝堪则兰扎萨摩嘎德梭哈天他吽贝堪则贝堪则玛哈贝堪则兰扎萨摩嘎德梭哈天他吽贝堪则贝堪则玛哈贝堪则兰扎萨摩嘎德梭哈天他吽贝堪则贝堪则玛哈贝堪则兰扎萨摩嘎德梭哈天他吽贝堪则贝堪则玛哈